how noob I am and how I don't know what to say. But yeah, Priest, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to the clash, it's the East Africa clash. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see who's going to be the champion of the East African region. I know a lot of a lot of teams have been bragging on social media. I've seen a
Mm,
lot of posts on Instagram about who's on top and who's
mm.
leading and stuff like that. So I want them to put the pedal to the metal. I want to see who's going to come out on top. So yeah, who are you rooting for? Because I already see some fair names in the cut already.
Of course, of course. I don't want to say I'm rooting because, of course, I'm always going to be Team Kenya. But then we have an interesting country with us tonight, and that is Uganda. I've never seen them, to be honest, in any competition. But then tonight we have Uganda, so I'm rooting for either Kenya, Uganda, or I'd say Somalia. Very aggressive players from that side as well. But I don't want to jinx anyone tonight. So let's just keep it cool. Let's not pick someone specifically. Let's just pick the country tonight for the first game.
Okay, okay. I respect that. I respect that. Play zone cuts all the way from Stauber down to the southwest region of the map is going to be very, very interesting. Because we already know there's some big names, there's some big heavy hitters inside of the lobby right now. And Mitch says she doesn't want to jinx, but don't worry, she's gonna tell us who she's rooting for. I will drag it out of her. You will confess who you want to win.
Nah.
You're gonna tell us what team you're supporting, and I will be there no matter what. But it's a very interesting playing zone that we've got already. Moving over to the western side, Hospital, George
Mhm.
Paul, even a little bit of Zaki in there. I think we can have the Quarry region. Just a little bit towards the southern side, Primos. Not too difficult a rotation for teams like 1HP, in that south side in Primos. I think they can make a rotation all the way across. But yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes peeled just to see what that is going to entail going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And you won't get it out of me for sure. I'm not going to pick any country because I'm trying to keep it safe. I don't want to jinx anyone. I don't want to be that caster that comes that bad luck and then it costs a team. But then we actually have 8 teams in the lobby with us tonight. We have Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Mauritius, Madagascar, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. We basically have a good section of East Africa playing tonight, $2,000 on the line. I mean, it's either you win it or you lose it because the good thing about this tournament is that once you make it to the finals, as long as in the top 16, you stand a chance of going home with something, even though it's not that much. But as long as you make it to the top 16, you'll be having a prize pool with you. You'll be bagging something for your lady or yourself, whatever you do with that money. No one is going to ask you anyway. But yeah, the game is just starting. Game one, Iran girl. I don't know how you feel about this. Chris, now that the safe zone now is far away from everyone else. I'm hoping we have some very intense last zone fights with how the game is looking. I hope you have people going towards the water there and camping it out, swimming, using boats. I mean, that would be something to talk about anyway. That happens in the first game.
Yeah, definitely. I would be looking forward to see, how the game plays out, what is going to be the final third, if we're going to see some interesting zone rotations, if we're going to see some interesting fights, maybe by the edge of the circle, because I do believe that, most of the teams that play from this region, that is their style. They've, grown accustomed to it. We do have someone all the way out there in the northeastern side in Kameshki. Again, that's going to be a tricky rotation to make. I think the best way for them to make something happen from that would be to hold the entirety of that northern rotation coming through, like from Stalba down to Savani, maybe even Zarki, if the zone wills it. But a lot of the action we're going to see is going to be in that southern region, and I am looking forward to see who's going to maintain, all of the upper hand around Everest ruins, areas like that. Even Pachinki as well is going to have unique and a couple of teams locking horns if possible. So yeah, I am going to be keeping my eyes peeled to see the teams that are going to, change their styles or, go into something not too conventional, and just adapt to the lobby, because it's all about adaptation. It's 4 games. You have to bring your best foot forward. You cannot be caught slipping. You cannot allow your opposition to get one on top of you. So yeah, you're gonna keep your eyes peeled and stay strong.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, you see, for you tonight, you're seeing teams you've never seen before, right? For me, I can say I know the Somalis, the Tanzanians, Kenyans. We're going to be seeing very good teams. Actually, I'm sure you don't know Tanzania has one of the best teams as well. From John, everyone is used to Somalia dominating and Nigeria, and then me getting stuck on 10-11. But then tonight, I'm not even talking about Nigeria. Tonight, we're going to be talking about those specific countries that we don't know about. Looking even at Pochinki right now, basically no one wants to engage. I don't know why people are scared to fight at this point. No one wants to go ahead and go for that push. And I believe basically only 9 teams are proceeding from each group. Today we have Group A, tomorrow we have Group B, and then C, and then D. So from each group, we'll have 9 teams proceeding. So I guess that's maybe the tension that is there. Seeing that we have 72 teams participating, it's going to be a very tight game tonight, because even as you can see, Soul Society basically ran away from a fight. No one wants to lose it. No one wants to miss a chance of making it to the finals. Someone said this is like the ultimate royale for PUBG Mobile, but now in the East Africa region. And I actually agree. Group A has the top 3 teams from every country. So you can imagine the skill we're going to be seeing tonight, the drama that is going to unfold. I hope we're not going to be having this comeback gameplays where you're waiting for a team and you just want to fight that one team because they ruined your chance of getting a win or something like that. But we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait it out at this point. Yesterday we saw solos. Tonight we're seeing squads. It's a different scene for us tonight for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Different scene. We've witnessed a lot of these teams, and you're right, there's some teams that I'm not aware of here, but I've seen some heavy hitters, so I know what to expect from teams like that. I do keep my eyes peeled on those kinds of teams and the strategies that they usually apply and how they align going forwards inside of the circle. I mean, you can already see the first shift coming through, forcing those teams that have found themselves a little bit too far out in the northwestern side and even in the south as well. The rotations are starting to come in. There's no time. You have to be quick. You have to be, very decisive in how you want to hold the zone. And you can see the zone just shrinks a little bit closer and knocks Zaki in shooting range out of the park as well. Got Karoons, Georgia Pool, and the hospital. Even Everest is going to be very, very heavily contested. And those teams that know how to play around the edges of the zone, around the central positions, that do not necessarily need to play around buildings, I think this would be, the type of zone that works for them. And I'm talking about teams like Unique, teams like Full Strength Pain, and stuff like that. So yeah, 1 HP as well, but again, it's going to be very tricky for them, coming in from the south. And yeah, hopefully I will see something unorthodox here that will come out to yield something productive for those teams that haven't necessarily been in a lobby like this. And you spoke of Tanzania. I don't know any Tanzanian team, so I hope they
Of
turn the
course.
tables. I hope they turn the tables around. I hope they surprise me. I hope they teach me something I don't know about the game, even though I know everything about the game.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll surprise you, to be honest. What happens is, when it comes to content creation for the Tanzanians, it's very funny because, well, you don't understand Swahili. That's the pain of all this. But if you did, they have the funniest memes when it comes to their gameplay and how they react once they're knocked and stuff like that. So we'll just wait for you to see. I'm actually vouching for Tanzania right now. They can be very aggressive when they want to, and very good actually in close combat. So that's a team you're going to be surprised to see how they play. We have Rise Esports there getting damaged. I don't know how or why no one has been eliminated. Okay, second phase of the zone. We're going to the third. We only see knocks, a fast knock there, and we can see Rise is already losing some players. Forest as well has a couple of players getting knocked on their end. And there's definitely going to be a push, seen a push happening here. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Everyone is scared at this point. I don't know if it's the lobby or it's the teams they saw in the lobby with them. But we're going to the third phase of the zone. No one has been knocked. None has been taken back to lobby. Every team is full right now, apart from the teams that join as trios. But everyone else is basically a full team. So I'm not sure what's happening here. But you can see even 4S. No one wants to go towards Rise. They're getting their knocks. Everyone is thinking about it. Is this a worthy push? Are we risking it all? We only have tonight to qualify to the next stage. Only 9 of us are proceeding. So is it really worth it to go for that push? But if this continues, I don't know, but this is that game where if your device is not strong enough, you're probably going to buy a new device by the end of the East Africa Clash games. But let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Actually, you have Mauritius, a very aggressive country.
Yeah, I mean, Unity Force just pulling up all the stops there. First knock over to the other side. It looks like they will be having a little bit of a trauma being sent their way. Glacey with a beautiful DBS shot falls one to the side. Unity in trouble. And a grenade getting charged up by Dark just a little bit by the side there, but will send the opposition into a frenzy. But there's a lot going on there. Molotov perfectly launched as well. Another one to follow suit. Captain is in serious trouble. His teammate will be swept away. Good night to him. And Stress had no idea that 1 HP were in the vicinity, but here they come. Unity on the other side will retaliate as well. Train one off, and they cannot be able to get the flush onto the other side. 1 HP still holding on for dear life. They're trying to circle back, but there's a lot of utilities being burned away. Dark on the other side as well. And Unity Force, they are trying to capitalize on this one. Captain has been spotted, and Glixie will put him down with the DP28. Good night to him and the rest of his team. Unfortunate scenarios for him. Dula peeks out immediately. Grixie will return. And Unity Force are undeniable right now with the DP28. They're absolutely cooking one after the other. On 1 HP, they know what's good for them. They will be getting out of dodge. They know that they do not want the smoke. But hopefully they can get the reset. It would be a big, big plus for them. They've got Dula still knocked away, but it's not looking like they can make their way to his position. It's going to be very risky, and that is the that is the risk that comes with playing a split. When you have two players in open positions, but Amen will trade off as well. Easy Boy gets knocked away there at 1 HP, trying their best to hold the line, to hold the forwards if they can make their way through and get a pickup. But it's not looking like it's going to be likely, as Rise Esports as well will be getting their own pound of flesh over to that southwestern side. Again, things are looking to start heating up one after the other. 1 HP will lose another player, but Eamon has been absolutely diabolical with the M4s, cooking with that Glacier, that ICM 416.
Let's
Dula
go.
goes away, and that will be the end. 1 HP will not be surviving any longer. They will be back into the lobby, and that is unfortunate. I blame Mitch though for that happening.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for you to say that you blame me, but don't worry. 1 HP is actually a very strong team from Kenya. I know they're going to do great. Well, it's the first game. Jitters, don't say it's all about me. It's not my problem. But 1 HP is a good team, especially their player, their Dula. I don't know what happened to him, but he's a good player and probably is going to catch up in the next game. But we can see now Unity Force is still having a good time. They're moving around, are still confident with how they're taking their fight here. We also have Hypers. They're also enjoying the game. Actually, Mauritius has very good players. I saw them in the PUBG Mobile Africa Clash there. They were doing really, really well. But then now teams are losing players. ZANNETI at eSports as well, losing players there. We can see the knocks. Beautiful spray here. Oh, actually, that was actually a good spray. But we have Panic ensuring he gets to the task there. The town from Georgia Post seems to be very crowded. We have at least 3 teams in the same place right now. The fight is going to become a little bit intense. We were waiting for them to hold it out till the 5th phase, but now we're just in the 3rd, and everyone is now going crazy. As long as you're open field, you're taking it down. If you're not well positioned, according to what you said yesterday, strategically holding a building, which I don't think is called like that, but if you insist, it's fine, but that is basically camping. So if you don't camp at the right building, I don't know about you, but then it's not going to be easy. You can see the vehicles passing by every single place. People are trying to secure the buildings, but then every single building seems to be occupied right now. Teams are losing it. Zone is closing in. They're moving closer to Georgia Bull Hospital. Every team that is not there, at least 2 teams are far away from everyone else. They need to start moving. But then ZANNETI eSports is just trying to get a revive here. They have at least 4 teams. I think every team right now is coming towards this side, LBR as well. They're close to them. I don't know how they're going to play this if the zone decides to move. If you do not have a vehicle, I can see people trying to damage each other's vehicles. Everyone is holding the buildings. It's basically looking very intense for them right now. But it's fine. I mean, it's just a fast game. They have 4 games tonight, 9 teams to qualify. As long as you play your cards right, hold the right building at the right place, right time, you'll be fine. But now tonight we have Mercenary Elite and I believe Union as well. Pain Africa is also in the building. Oh damn. Pain Africa, another good team from Somalia. As you can see, Priest, these are the good teams from this region. Sometimes I'm seeing the others are not good, but then these are the teams that made it to the top 3 when they did their qualifiers. So now they've been put in the same lobby. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be very hard. 14 teams are still in the building. We can see Knox, they're paying Africa, losing players, but then nothing is changing. The teams are not reducing, they're just reducing in number, but the teams are still there. We have 14 of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take something special, to come out on top in a lobby like this. We've got 51 players in phase 4. That is a lot of bodies, and that's not a lot of space. Bodies will start to drop any moment from now. 3 eliminations so far for Pain, and like you said earlier, top 9 will advance. Venom drives a little bit closer there just to gather some of that intel, but the plan works. The bait and switch, the old faithful, works every single time. Stress has been absolutely stressed out, and another inkling of stress will follow through with that grenade over the top from Venom. Pain, they know exactly what to do. They've played this time and time again. It works wonders. It works miracles over the top side. Stressed out again with another grenade over the top side. Unity in serious trouble, forcing the exchange here. Yaya playing off the left hand side, and here comes Pain again. They're trying to close this out. They're trying to squeeze the open space. Somalia on top again. First DBS over the top side. Glixie trying to pull the pressure, force them over the way to the back line, and Pain trying their best to hold on. The smoke's already blinding the sight lines. The DBS is swaying onto the corner, but you can't see. They dropped him away. Yaya tries the right hand side. Spray is good. Drops the left, but unfortunately, Pain will overwhelm, and they will cause more pain. 7 eliminations, ladies and gentlemen. Pain is active.
They are active. I don't know what is in there for Pain Africa, but then they seem to be ready to take on the players that are remaining because the fight there was actually very interesting. The confidence. I mean, they didn't stand a chance in the first place. The team there was right above them. They could see them clearly, but then they were still confident. They were ready, did as much pain as possible to make sure that team doesn't make it to the next stage in the East Africa Clash. I mean, it's looking very hot right now. 4th phase, 25 seconds in, and they're going to be going to the 5th phase, a very damaging zone. Teams are trying to move now. I said it, if the zone decides to move, you're going to be having a lot of teams losing it because the zone is going to become very damaging. You can see now people are getting damaged. Some might just lose their players to the zone. Mercenary Elite as well are losing their players. And we can see Colonize, a beautiful knock there. They're still trying to get in. We have a camper there. Oh, strategically holding a warehouse, I guess. But then beautiful spray there from Mali Boy, another player quite familiar. We have a team here from Tanzania. That is Royal Blood. We have a Nate getting cooked up. Let's go, my guy. We need a Kobe.
Yeah.
But then Mercenary Elite. Mercenary Elite is not having it easy. Royal Blood is not a team you can joke with. I told you. Tanzania has players, just that we don't know about them. And they're actually living up to that. We have Team Unique here getting a push there. First knock in. RB trying to get the revive. Second knock in. Madman is going crazy with these knocks here. Still going for that push. RB trying to get the revives. One player still standing from their team. They're getting pushed. You can see they are the player there from Unique trying to get that push, and RB Raven being the last man standing. Do we have a clash for me, or it's going to be a little bit hard? It's getting pushed there, and GG's. There we go. RB Royal Blood team from Tanzania. Quite unfortunate, good team, but then they have been eliminated. 5 teams remaining. Priest. It seems like we're not going to the 6th phase anymore because everyone is getting eliminated. Rise as well, losing players. 4 strength trying to loot in the open. I don't know why. But yeah, he's also getting damaged there. Pain Africa losing players. Venom is down. Pain Africa players are being taken back to lobby. And I believe that will be GG's for Pain Africa.
Oh, Pain. They will feel the pain that they have been inflicting on all of these teams, and it must hurt. Revenge is a dish best served cold. And now we know for a fact we're down to 16 players, 5 teams in the cut. Big shout out to the production team because the scene switching is absolutely diabolical, man. I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up with the scenes. We do production switching the scenes so perfectly. But
Yeah.
again, we saw how unique perforated that entire building where Royal Blood was holding. Our Madman was just absolutely going mad in there. Exist as well, just playing support right behind him. It looks like this is their type of game. You know, double S and 4 strength also in the cut. One of these teams easily will take that chicken dinner, but who's it going to be? Remember, top 9 will advance into the next phases, and every single decision being made from this point forward is in respect to that chicken dinner. Some teams here have not secured up to 3 eliminations. They need that win. They need that chicken dinner to put them at least a little bit closer to their objective to stay in the top 9, because every single game from this point forward is going to lead into, you know, the next stage. There's only 3 games left after this one. If you don't cook in game number 1, you sure as hell better cook in game number 2, because there's not a lot of chances for you to make anything happen. The more games you do not put up some points over to that you know, towards that leaderboard. But you know, Gremlins 9 in a little bit of a split in that open field there. It's going to be a very tricky rotation for them to make out of that danger spot, but fortunately for them, I think the zone is a little bit favorable for them. Luffy trains over the top side. What a beautiful spray. Runan gets exposed, but unfortunately 4 strengths will steal that one away, and that will add to their strength. Another body caught in the open. They can't seem to find their way through, and it's an unfortunate scenario for them. But here's the open space. More chaos, more steez, more aura flying all over the leaderboard. As we already know, every single point now is placement. If you can get more eliminations under your belt, it will advance you a little bit further. But here come Unique. They want the smoke. They know they need to deal with Nightmare. This is a team that's trying to put them all the way on the back line. Madman already ground floor, trying to send this one over the top side. Exists just playing behind, and a grenade sent over. Back into the corner. Does it connect? I'm not sure, but 7-8.
Kobe.
Over to the right hand side, and that grenade perfectly launched, but unfortunately he missed the angles and he's exposed. Dropped immediately with the S12K. Had no idea that the opposition was just right there. And Nightmare, they will not be waking up from this nightmare at all, because Unique have something ready for them to put them back into the lobby one by one. They start to fall, but they will trade off and they will catch Kaish. And Unique in trouble right now. Exist is getting dropped off. He's been sent away, and the grenade he dropped as well knocked Kaish off. And this is an opportunity as well for the guys from Nightmare to snatch this on, but it's not looking like that's going to be the case, Mitch.
I don't know what is happening here, but then it seems quite tricky. Nightmare is having a hard time right now. Initially, they had it in the bag, but then I don't know what happened there. The nade just did not make sense anymore. Unique was right in front of him. Unique was confused. He was not even there. He didn't know the nade was coming in, but then another nade flies in. And Unique now is the one connecting the nades. Now they're ready to show us who they are. Madman, they're going for that push. Beautiful knock there. And we have still the players from Unique going for that push, trying to get the bench here. We have a beautiful knock there from Unique. Of course, that's going to be an immediate cast, because why would you get a knock on our teammate and we're trying to make it to the top 1, not even top 3 anymore. And the players from Nightmare, we have third party sprays there from the players from 4S. Where's 4S though? Beautiful, trying to get the stars. The zone is actually damaging them right now. And a Nightmare, like you said, the Nightmare is not ending. Unique is no longer unique with their skills. And 4 strengths with the third parties gets the winner chicken dinner for game number 1. And that was just a wrangle. I don't know how that happened. 4 strength was not there. Unique was leading in this fight. So Nightmares are having a good time. The nade just did not make sense. He tried to get a Kobe happening, but then it did not take place. It's just, it's unfortunate. But then GG's to you, 4 strength. Their patience finally did pay out. They got their winner chicken dinner. It has paid off. We have enjoyed the game. They literally waited for the last zone, 5th phase. That is when everyone decided, okay, it's time. Let's go for it. And now 4 strength they didn't camp. They strategically held a wrangle, and they got their winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, they played everything, you know, to perfection. I think they did prioritize having a better position than anything else. They knew that that chicken dinner was going to put them over the top. They didn't necessarily need to go crazy like play as aggressive as Unique was playing. I think they have, their objective here. I think it's just to gather as much points as possible. If they can get themselves into that top two, that top one, I think they would prioritize that over seeking, some eliminations, because that is what cost Unique the game. They did make the advance towards Nightmare, and that opened, them up for third parties, and that's what cost them the game. But Julio, Sousa, Kus, and Lil Baby. Is that Lil Baby? Is his name Lil Baby? Is that what his name is? That Lil Baby? Because
Yeah,
I'm not even
I
sure.
know it's Lil
But I think they
Babe.
go like,
Nah,
okay,
no
yeah,
way.
yeah, little bit. But they did have 8 eliminations in total. Kus was the MVP. He was absolutely putting in that work. But I think Unique had more eliminations than them as well. But that chicken dinner puts them in a comfortable 18 pointer, so I think they should, be fine. Unique in second place with 14, Pain in third place with 9, purely off eliminations as well. Nightmare, Soul Society, and Gremlins 9 all tied up with 8 points, and Unity Force, LAR, and Royal Blood in that top 9. And these are the teams that currently have 1 foot inside of the next stage. But it's just game number 1. Rise eSports, ZANNETI, MERCENARY, and REIT, MRUHYPERZ, Only Blood Eagles eSports, KINSHASA Squad, C2 Squad, and One Heavenly Punishers are yet to make their mark. But it's not over just yet. They can still make it happen. All they need to do is put in more effort, more work as we go into, the rest of the games for tonight.
Yes, sir. It is just the first game. We have 4 games to go tonight, and the MVP for the first game of the night is for Strength Hughes. He gets 6 kills, a damage of 756, getting 2 assists, and a survival time of 21:36. He basically waited it out. I think the whole team did that. You can see the kills are high, but then the damage is not that high. When you look at 6 kills, the damage usually is up there. But we understand why it's there. Of course, we had them third party in the fight there. When the mercenary, what? Why am I saying mercenary? When the unique players were trying to do something there, but then it did not happen. But looking at the head to head, we have Force Strength and Team Unique. Force Strength getting a total of 8 eliminations as well as Unique. But the damage dealt there by Team Unique is 18-20, with Force Strength dealing a damage of 15-10. Knockouts for Strength are 5. Team Unique having 8 knockouts. Total time, the blue, we have 13 seconds on Force Strength and then 0 seconds on Team Unique. That means that they actually did have a really good rotation. They did not really waste time camping it out or trying to survive and do their thing there. They didn't really do that, so which is totally okay. But then just that does it. We're just in the first game. We'll be seeing you guys in a few. BRB.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the East Africa Clash. It is Priest, and I have the lovely Mitch with me. Game number one, we saw something interesting. We saw full strength. We saw what their strategy was. We knew exactly what they were trying to accomplish here. We saw how they played the zone. They didn't necessarily want to hang around the blue zone or anything like that. They just wanted to, put themselves in the best position as much as possible. And then we saw, Team Unique. They didn't even want to hang around the blue zone at all. They didn't even want to, stick around. They just wanted to be on the move, eliminate as many teams as possible, and they were on the verge. But that cost them the game. But they put them in some good standing points for match number one. So yeah,
Mhm.
match number two, different map, different vibe. What do you expect to see now after this game one?
Yeah, well, game number one was actually very fun. I don't know if you're going to be seeing the same thing you've said about a team like Unique. They didn't even get to feel the blue zone. They basically rotated out the whole game. So now we're going to the second game. I told you only nine teams are going to proceed. So, of course, there's going to be some tension on how they're going to play, the rotations they're going to make. And, of course, this being Miramar, very big map, to be honest. It's going to be a very interesting one as well because the Erangel is not this big and people waited till the fourth movement of the zone so that they decided to now let's engage. But looking at this flight path coming from El Pozo all the way to El Azhar, it's going to be a very interesting second game because places like San Martin being across the flight path, we're going to be having some teams that are feeling confident enough to land there because they know some teams are going to land all the way in La Cobreria or just somewhere that is not even there. Others will even go to Los Leones because why not? As long as I'm far away from everyone else and I can loot and then come back and fight, then that basically will be what I go for. And when you look at this game, Priest, and you know that you only have nine slots, what will be your strategy when it comes to after the first game? You know how the lobby is, you know which teams to avoid, you know when to take the fights. What do you think the best strategy should be right now in the second game?
Are we avoiding teams in 2025? Do we
Yes,
avoid anyone? I don't think there's any. I don't think you
yes.
gotta avoid any team, because
Hey,
there's no team that can't be defeated, in my honest opinion. I think it's all about positioning. I think it's all about spatial awareness and understanding exactly where you're playing from, exactly what your strengths are, and sticking to those strengths no matter what comes through it. You can see that Nightmare right here. They already have a plan. They already have a way they're trying to execute this. They're trying to keep chaos all the way towards that northern side and force them to have as little loot as possible. That is all part of the strategy. So it looks like LADR, and I think like that's the mercenary elite, if I'm not mistaken. They might be having a little bit of a tit for tat here because panic. Hopefully he doesn't panic, but he's been knocked away and he's probably screaming at the top of his lungs to get picked up again. But Ramo peeks out. He's gonna be dropped off as well. Danger, the third one to follow through, and LA is that later? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was calling them LAR when it's just later. I could have just said later. I respect that still. I respect how they worded that one. I'm not even gonna lie. But Tix is going to be the last one left, and I don't think he's gonna be getting any of his teammates picked up. It's gonna be very dangerous to try to pick up Danger in that open space. Mercenary Elite, you know that they have this one in the bag. 2 knocks, 1 elimination so far. And all they're looking for now is the last man. They are spotted. They have spotted Ticks. He trades one off to the other side, but he tried to escape, turned his back to the opposition. But unfortunately, Mali Boy will not be having any of that one. 4 eliminations for Mercenary Reeds. Kinshasa squad with their 2-man step. Can they keep Nightmare at bay, or are they going to be experiencing a lot of nightmares? Mm. Well, Team Unique on the front foot so far. We'll be looking to perform exceptionally better than what they already did, but looks like Nightmare will be catching Uchiwa from Kinshasa squad. He's exposed, and I don't think he will be getting picked up either. His teammates can't seem to find a way through. 1 HP on the other side. Trying to take off a little bit more on the pressure that is being sent their way there. The Buvan had to be very careful there. Kevin trades off and catches him off by the angle there, and that could keep them at bay or give them another opening for them to make a little bit of a move around or find a way to maneuver around that position. But for the most part, Eagles Esports will have to think twice about how they want to make this advance. The sideswipe did get knocked off, but fortunately for him, he's in a precariously safe enough position to get picked up. But it would be to some cost, and Uchiwa did get picked up as well by Mozart. But this could spell the end for Kinshasa's squad if they're not careful, if they do not get out of dodge just in time. But I believe they will manage to make it out just by the skin of their teeth.
Yes, sir. I don't even back, but I hope I am. But I didn't miss the action, even though I disconnected for some few seconds there. I don't know what Unique is up to in this game because Cash has been lying there for the longest time possible. We have Unity. We have also another team there deciding to lie down and just watch players as they pass by and see what they're up to. But then already having one team being taken back to lobby, it's really early in the game, even though they somehow have some points. But then if anything changes, if Rise gets any points, I saw people there in the comment section saying they love Rise, so that must be nice being loved. Not everyone. Yeah. So when you look at these teams here, they're really trying to put up the competition is actually very tight. I can when I look at the Kenyan WhatsApp groups, there are people actually making fun of each other and how it is impossible to move from one place to another without panicking because people are literally everywhere and they want to take you out. And if you're not comfortable, if you're not someone who's been in this space where you're playing a very intense game, um if you are Kenyan, you'll understand. I don't know how to say it in English, but they'd say umewai sweat haga wewe. I don't know how to say it in English, but in short it means, have you ever panicked till you're sweating in the wrong places? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to say it in English. I don't know how to say it, but yes, that's basically what is happening here. The Kenyans there in the comment in the WhatsApp group are actually very, well, very very wild. They're saying the teams are not easy, which we can see it for ourselves even as we look at what is happening right now. 16 teams are still in the game. The zone is shifting. Miramar is a big map, yes, but then as soon as the zone moves, the damage becomes crazy and there's nothing you can do about it. But it is what it is. It's just the second game. They have to keep in mind $2,000 on the line. I need to get something at the end of the day. I need to be top 16 to go home with something. Priest Valentine's was the other day, right? And someone said that gamers. I don't want to say something bad, and I'm told Michi that Michi this. But yeah, so gamers, I hope you make it to the top 16, and then you can cover up for the previous Valentines that passed, and maybe you didn't have something. It's totally allowed, okay? Yeah, it's totally allowed. Priest, what do you think about that?
Well, all I would say is, Valentine's is it's made up, it's not real,
Hey,
because
that's what people want. But you
I knew
see,
you were
those
going to say something.
gamers, no,
I
gamers,
knew
they
you were
said
going to say
something about
something.
gamers and Valentine's, and you're exactly that gamer. So we can see it. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
it. I
but
hope you see
we're
it.
both gamers though, so
So what? You have to get it, man. You have to get it. But yeah, let's get to it. When we look at the game here right now, we have the One Heavenly Punishers, a very strong team from Kenya, going towards Eagles. Eagles is another Kenyan team, so it's a Kenyan team versus a Kenyan team. We have the Nades there getting cooked up by Blue. I don't know if we're going to be seeing anything impressive coming from him as a new player from 1HP. I've not seen him playing before, but then you have a beautiful fast knock. Then, of course, that is definitely a push to get that fast going on. And GG's for that. Berlin waiting outside. We have seen Berlin before in the qualifiers taking out a team which was, I think, Star Force by himself. So having him fight a team like One Heavenly Punishers might not be a hard thing for him right now. But we have the players like Dula trying to go for that push, but it is quite open to go for that push that way. I've seen that Berlin might just be able to see them coming in open field and take them out one by one, but that seems not to be the case because they are now retreating. We have Nightmare there. They almost had the game in their hand when it came to game one. They almost had the winner chicken dinner. They fumbled one grenade, and Poor Strength got the chicken dinner. So I don't know if that's going to be the same case. Are they going to look for that chicken dinner again? It's going to be some sort of 50 type of situation for them here, but they need to move. They need to start making the zone rotations. I mean, 25 seconds in, you're going to be seeing the zone closing in, and we're going to be having teams getting forced to go towards power grid. You can see the congestion happening there right now. Picado as well might be really surrounded. Mercenary Elites are still in the building, they're moving around. Los Leons as well seems to have a couple of teams in there. So most of the teams right now are not even sure where they need to be. They're just moving around. It's a big map. They need to figure out where they're going to hold at the end of the day. Are we going to be aggressively pushing teams because we need these points? Are we going to go for the position points and just camp it out and wait for those third party kills for us to, engage?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But again, the play zone plays a vital role, in the decisions that most of these teams will be forced to make. I think if you can put yourself in that position where you can, farm the lobby, at least get maybe 3, 4 eliminations before the next circle, that puts you, in a different state of mind, gives you a little bit of an inkling as to how you want to rotate the areas you can move around. Nightmare right now looking very solid in their rotation. I think they are somewhere deep into the southern side of Chumasera. I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage, making a rotation from that south to the western side of the map where there's lesser teams and, there's more terrain to cover, more ground, giving them a little bit more protection if they can make their way all the way across. But Unity Force, on the other hand, a little bit too close to the edge of the circle for my own personal liking. I think they could play a split, even at least two deeper inside of that circle. As it stands, they've got two players outside hanging around Hacienda del Patron. Again, it could work for them, but they're too split out. They could use so many more vehicles to get some more intel. If that works out for them, that could give them a big potential, to cause an upset for those teams that are already inside of that circle. You can see, 1HP and Pain all clamoring up in that northern side. I think they did have the same idea, the same strategy, all trying to apply the same thing. Unique, on the other hand, they could dash across a little bit more central, but full strength, enjoying this one. Nightmare in trouble now.
Yo,
Rise eSports. Oh, grenade from Lyrics immediately. Bombs away. Another one will bite the dust, and there's trouble right now. Rise eSports rising to the occasion, dropping bodies from Nightmare left, right, and center. Mini 14 swaps out immediately, but he can't seem to find the shot. He can't seem to connect. There's pressure being all over the place. Ray tries to trail over to the right hand side, doesn't seem to connect his shot, but it is enough to repel, and they will have to try again to find a way through. But right now there is fire on the mountain for Nightmare.
sir, I actually loved that grenade. I don't know about or how that nade just made sense, but then Nightmare right now is really trying to catch up. Rise Esports here, the team with the many fans are still going on. They're trying to get as many points as possible for their fans. They're not that far off when it comes to points. They're in position 13. I think they can do better with how everyone is vouching for them and saying how good they are. You're going to be seeing something really nice happening with those teams. There we have 1HP are still living up to their name here, being the team that was in top one, when we did the Kenya qualifiers. Beautiful spray there. Pain Africa as well is having a hard time. And you can see the damage they're getting here. Pain Africa is just chilling like the villains they are, trying to see what they can do, maybe put their points up there. Soul Society as well, another team that the Kenyans are very proud of right now. They did very well in the previous game. Tanzania is still coming in. We are yet to see RB again. But then I told you there's a team from Uganda. I don't know where they are. Because that team is actually new when it comes to playing in these competitive games. We've never seen them before. I'm actually trying to understand what their strategy is for tonight, how they're planning to take on this fight. Do they have something interesting for us? Or are we going to be seeing them maybe later on in the game? But then, they've been taken back to lobby. Okay, team 17, that's okay. GG's. Mercenary Elite passing by Soul Society. Beautiful spray there from Frosty. Doesn't really get any damage on Colonizer, but then they're still trying to get a damage on him here. Beautiful spray again. The red dot is actually very stable here for Frosty, and they are confident enough to go for that push. We have Frosty going in the cover fire from the teammates, giving him all the confidence he needs to go for that push. DBS in, and there we go. Fast knock on Mercenary Elite. Of course, that is a task there. Soul Society is not disappointing us. We're actually proud of these kids doing their good job here. But then Mercenary Elite player Mali Boy, like I said, he's always doing the most. He's always somewhere doing something. But then the players are from Soul Society are now creeping in, trying to cover their teammates, trying to get the reverse. They're still getting knocked. Another knock is in. Alchemy is down. Two players remaining, Ronan and the Storm, trying to go for that push. They're trying to get the another knock here. But then Mali Boy is not letting them do that. We have another person there from Master Elite, trying to get as much damage as possible. Mali Boy getting damaged by Storm as he tries to go for that push. And he's in, he's ready to take him out, feeling confident in the shotgun. And GG's S12K does that thing, and Soul Society have been taken back to lobby. GG's to you, Mercenary Elite. And now the zone is closing in. Less than 2 minutes to go. We're going to the fifth phase. The zone is very damaging. Unity losing players to the zone. I don't know if that's something they should be basically encouraging right now. They should really focus on the rotation. The fights can happen later on because this is a big map. So as the damage increases, that the more you're risking your chances of making it to even the top 5, because you still have 14 teams. 14, and the zone is closing in. So I don't know what their plan is or how these teams are planning to play it out, because they're doing the same thing they did in Erangel. They're just waiting for the last zone fight. There we have a fast push there. What is happening with Unique? Last time they did the same thing. They just go for a push there without, well, calculating it. And luckily last time the players from Nightmare were the ones who had the unfortunate turn of events with the grenade, and they were lucky, but then not this time.
Absolutely unlucky there, but I've seen this play out time and time again. The strategy to be overly aggressive, not checking your side mirrors, not looking left and right before you cross the street. It's all about precaution, especially in a lobby as tough as this one. 44 players alive, 14 teams still in the cut. And remember, we are looking for the top 9. The same teams that finished very strongly in game number 1. They're starting to look like the same teams that will do the same thing in game number 2 as well. But that puts things into perspective, because Pain right now are trading off with 1 HP. Dula and Amen playing right behind the other side, trying to get a corner, trying to get an open space. Venom creeping closer and closer, and Aziz gets knocked away. Trouble right now. New gets swept off as well. Mumu will put him all the way down. Pain looking very, very comfortable, but they've still got a player knocked away. Eamon trying to pop one over the top side. That grenade perfectly launched, but it's a couple inches too shy. Venom will have to reposition and get himself into a better spot. It looks like Pain will leave their teammate, unfortunately, to suffer his injuries, but Dula's spray is inch perfect, and that was very, very close to cause some sort of discomfort, but the Heavenly Punishers will manage to keep Pain away and reposition themselves into a better part of the circle. But it is phase 5. It is the worst time to be inside of the blue zone, and we already see what that could be. Nightmares and the other team, I'm trying to remember the name of the other team that was playing just in one of Nightmare's position, deep into that southern side, making that rotation. It was very, very interesting how they played it through. But Eagles Esports, it looks like Berlin was the last one to go off there, sacrificing himself for the good of the cause. But unfortunately, there was no reward to that one. He will be getting swept away. Full strength, chicken dinner. We saw how they got it. They didn't need to put themselves out there, but it looks like this is going to be a very, very different trade-off. And Remo, oh, what a
Let's
spray.
go.
C2 squad, take a bow. What a shot all the way across. And that will put things into perspective for them as well. And here they come again to seal that one off. And Exist will crawls all the way outside, seals that one finally, and puts it in the bag. 2 eliminations for Unique. They need to play this to perfection because they've already lost a player and they cannot afford to lose it.
Yes, sir. It seems like they actually are enjoying this game. They've been lucky so far. They've been missing chances and as well as missing this pass from teams that are getting knocks on them. I don't know how Unique is doing it because if you look at how they're taking the fight, sometimes they're just chilling. Sometimes it's like they've been pushed, but then they're still surviving. So that is some type of luck that they have that's actually very very interesting. But then we have here Nightmare, another team that made it to the top 3 last game. There we have a beautiful spray from Maniac. Actually, very, very stable 3-scope spray here from him, but then it doesn't really get them a knock. But you can see the damage they had there. The players from Unity Force are trying to make it to the zone. Pain Africa, unfortunately, have been eliminated from this run in the second game. And we have the players from Nightmare going for that push. You can hear Rise with the S12Ks. Uzi versus an S12K. Very interesting combination. But we have a nade there getting cooked up. Doesn't get really anything happening, but we have a knock there from one of the players from Rise, and we still have players coming in. Three teams in the same place. I don't know why G9 decided to join this party, but then they're losing it. Their players are getting knocked. Nightmare as well, getting third party. Everyone right now is basically watching this fight from afar. G9 taking down the players from Rise Esports one by one, and Nightmare has been taken back slowly, but then Rise Esports is not yet done. They have the players from G9 trying to get them down as well. G9 is just one player remaining, and GG's Rise Esports were pushed by 2 teams, but then luckily for them, even after that push, they still survived that whole fight. Third parties are still trying to do something here, but then Rise Esports is moving a muscle. 6 teams in the game. Royal Blood are losing players to the zone. There we have 4 Strength as well are losing players to the zone. You can see C2 scored also has some of their players still knocked. I don't think they're going to be able to get the revive easily because everyone right now is trying to get a knock on C2. RB, last player from Royal Blood, has been eliminated, trying to do rotation there in the buggy. And now we have just 5 teams remaining. The zone is about to close in. The damage is about to be a little bit crazy right now. So for the teams that are not in zone, at least 3 teams, actually 4, are not that much in zone, and they need to start moving right now. C2 scored, luckily for them here. They've been able to get the revive. I don't know how they're going to do the rotation here. I don't know. Their vehicle is damaged. They cannot use it, and they're getting eliminated. They are by 4 strength. Same strategy they had in the previous game. They waited out the fight, and now they're the ones third part in this fight. But then they have been spotted by Team Unique here, and MRU. They're trying to get some damage on them happening here. But then the zone is about to make everyone regret why they're playing these games. The Unique being the only team in the zone right now, it is becoming smaller. The 4 strength needs to move. MRU needs to move. Rise Esports needs to move, because once this zone decides to start moving, I think we're going to be having teams losing this fight. And what's surprising, I don't think Unique will have to do anything at this point, Priest. You can see they're in a building and they're in the middle of the zone. So they won't have to move a muscle to win this game. But tables could turn. Tables could turn.
Yeah, tables could absolutely turn. Rise. Unfortunately, they will be getting caught out. Hates had the drop on that one immediately. He peeked out. Return fire was almost imminent. Lil Bay on the other side for 4 strength. I don't think he's been able to find a way inside of the zone, but Kus will succumb to his injuries, and that will be an elimination going towards the way of Legacy. Unique will get another one down on the docks there. They have a very fantastic position. Liu Bing will have to make an advance a little bit closer over to the other side. But here comes Rise. The smoke's already in display. But MRU will have their number. They'll dial it in. Another one over to the right-hand side. Madman starting to go absolutely mad. First spray is good, but Haste is there. Drops him immediately. Haste pays over to the right-hand side. And he can't seem to find his way through. But Unique are starting to crumble. Rami's over to the other side. Rise eSports still have an opportunity to steal this one away. And a trade-off
Let's
into the other side.
go.
Iconic Falls, Maniac in trouble. He couldn't find a way
GG's.
through. Somehow they have survived in 2 versus 1. Can he make his way through? Unique versus Rise. 2 versus 1. Grenades
Yo.
perfectly over the top side. And Legacy, once again, will go for the final third. Unique chicken dinner, well-deserved, perfectly executed. They played it exactly how they played the Erangel game. This time around, they made sure not to commit too many bodies, and it worked perfectly for them. Unique chicken dinner, well done to Unique.
That was actually really good. The grenade surprised me because that grenade eliminated everyone. It landed in the middle, took everyone out. I don't even think he was aware of what the grenade was about to do. And finally, Team Unique gets their winner chicken dinner. I mean, it's been long since they got it. I mean, game one they almost had it. Game two they had it. So GG's to you, Team Unique. That you've really done a good job there. You deserved the win. You basically made the best decision, being in the middle of the zone when the zone was moving in the last phase. So GG's to you. I mean, I couldn't be any more proud. I didn't mention Mauritius anywhere, but yeah, they've done their thing. So GG's to them.
Yeah, they did. They did amazing. They did absolutely amazing. Yeah, but Legacy was on fire. Not 9 eliminations in total. Legacy with 5, and he put a lot of work in there. Same thing with Exist. He did manage only 2 eliminations, but he put a lot. He put a fear of God in the opposition, and that's what we love to see. Keish, unfortunately, not so lucky. They get eliminated earlier on with that little trade-off that they did get when he was stumbling up onto the guys from, I believe it was Nightmares, if I'm not mistaken, and he did get caught out earlier on. But his sacrifice was for a great cause. He fed them the intel and gave the rest of his team a path to rotate through if they wanted to get themselves into a better position, which they did. They got themselves a shack, surrounded themselves with vehicles, created some sort of barricade, and it worked in their favor, and that puts them up to 19 points in total for that game. 13 for Rise Esports, MRU in third with 12, 4 Strength in fourth with 11, sharing the spoils with Mercenary, Elite C2 Squad, and Heavily Punisher sharing 5 apiece. And Nightmare and the Gremlins 9 also sharing 3 points apiece in 8th and 9th place, Royal Blood in 10th as well. Mali Boy, we spoke about him, Mitch. This guy is absolutely different.
Yes, he is. He's basically been dominating. We've been seeing him literally everywhere. And he finally gets man of the match with 6 kills and a damage of 517 with a survival time of 18 minutes in with 4 knockouts. That's actually very good. We expected that, even though they did not really get to win the game there. We saw how much cover he gave the teammates. He was always there when they needed him to be there. And he delivered, and he deserves for sure to be man of the match when it comes to this second game in Miramar. So GG's to you, Mali Boy from Mercenary Elite. Actually thought Mercenary Union was also here, but GG's to you, Elite. And we have the head-to-head starts here. Team Unique and Rise Esports. Team Unique dealing getting a total of 9 eliminations, with Rise Esports getting 7 eliminations, dealing a damage of 1,059. Team Unique dealing a damage of 1,457. Team Unique gets a total of 8 knockouts, and Rise Esports getting a total knockout of 3. And the total time in the blue, Rise Esports getting 8 seconds. But then Team Unique, again, they do not expose themselves to the blue zone. So that means these guys actually have the best rotation when it comes to these games. And finally, that has definitely paid out. They got themselves 33 total points, getting position one. And then second, we have 4 Strength, 29 total points. Third, we have Rice. They're coming in 15 finally. Fourth, we have Hyper with 13, Mercenary Elite there with 12. At position 6, you have Nightmare and Pain Africa at 7, Gremlins at 9, Tyne at 11 points, Soul Society getting 9 points, with 4 7, C2 Squad and Heavenly Punishers tying in at 5 points, Royal Blood, 2 L8 being with 4 points, and everyone else following after that with their points. Well, I believe
Well.
that is it.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see what the leaderboard is looking like right now. We're starting to see it take shape. We're starting to see the vibe, and I'm very impressed so far with how unique and and full strength have been able to still keep the energy levels high. 2 games down, 2 more to go. I think we're heading to Sanok next, and the vibes are always different in Sanok. The violence is off the charts, and that's what we're looking forward to. Before we close for the night. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, 2 games down, 2 more to go. We'll be right back after the break, and by the time we come back, it's going to be Sanok action. So don't talk that down. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right, welcome back, guys. We are now in the third game of the night. We have 4 games tonight. Me? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we are in game 3, and it is looking nice. It is Sunhawk. We have seen game 1, game 2. We have seen a team like Unique was supposed to win game 1 there, but then they came in and won game 2. But then Force Strength almost had it again. Game 1, though, they had it, got their winner with a chicken dinner. And now being in game 3, that is Sunhawk, we're ready to pump up our nights because now this is going to be the land of snakes. A lot of campers to be expected. But then remember, it is just getting started. We're in Group A for the East Africa Clash group stage. We are going to be having 4 groups, that is every single day for the next 4 days. And I hope to be seeing you guys there. So if you're watching right now, big up to GPE for the amazing production. So make sure you hit up that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're yet to. And we are going to be going to the third game, that is Sunhawk. I don't know if my co-cast is back, but yeah. Before he gets back, let's get to it. Let's have a quick look at what the flight path is right now. Oh, okay. It is leaning on the far west of Sunhawk. I don't think that is something that anyone would have anticipated to happen. That means for the landing spot, it's going to be very tricky for everyone right now. I don't know where they're going to land. But then at the end of the day, what matters is the winner chicken dinner for these games. You only have to make it to the top 9 to proceed to the qualifying stage in these games. And look at where everyone else is landing right now. We have teams that want to go far out, all the way to Lakawi. We know Sunhawk is a small map, so of course it's going to be easy to move from one place to the other. It's very easy to navigate across the map there. But let's just enjoy these games because it is becoming intense by the minute. 8 countries in the same place already. We have teams getting knocked. G9, they're encountering Nightmare. They seem to have been already taking each other out. We have C2 and Unique as well taking each other out. We have Nightmare here, NM787 getting some beautiful pre-fires there. Another player is down from G9, taken back slowly immediately. And this seems to be a very easy fight for them because 2 players already have been eliminated. So GG's on that. We have their Royal Blood as well. We have 3 teams landing in Cow. Soul Society losing all the players here. Alchemy is knocked and casted, taken back to lobby. Quite unfortunate. The game has just begun. The zone has not yet closed in, and we already have teams being eliminated, being taken back to lobby as early as now. And now we have Eagles eSports trying to take out the player here from RB, that is a Fury. John and Fury, that is Kenya versus Tanzania. And we can see the shotguns are ready to play. S12K is out. And that's actually something we are going to be expecting to be a very interesting fight to be happening. DBS's S12K is a favorite type of team in the evening right now. Looking at Eagles esports right now, John S12K in hand, waiting for someone to make a mistake. We can hear the knocks there. SS Chunks are getting knocked and casted immediately. And we have another player as well getting spotted, waiting patiently there. Then Bob out, let's go. Eagles a player there. John gets another knock and he's still confident enough to go for that push. I don't know if that's going to be possible. He's surrounded, Royal Blood. The players are literally everywhere. You can see SK YSK as well is already here, ready to go for that push on the Eagles team. They have 1 player down, that is Fury. They are definitely feeling the pressure. This is just the 3rd game. That means 2 more games to go, and the top 9 teams will be selected to move on to the next stages there. Fury still down. John still holding the same building, waiting for someone to make a mistake. Royal Blood players are still moving around, trying to play it safe, trying to find a way of surviving in this. I don't know if they're going to do so. They have 3 teams in the same place. So anywhere you stand is flight risk at this point. And now we can see the players here from ZANNETI eSports are just looking at Pain Africa right next to them. The zone is looking very friendly, to be honest. It looks safe, even though we're going to be having some people choosing to go for that bridge, and we know that we're going to be having people camping there. But then Unity are taking on the players from Mercenary Elite. That is something that is going to be interesting as well. But Eagles player John still waiting on the players from Royal Blood. to make a mistake. Let's go. PFAS are still coming in, but nothing is changing. Royal Blood holding the same positions. Eagle Esports as well. No one wants to go for that push. Fury is still down. No one can get the revive on Fury. I don't know what their plan is right now, but then it's looking very tight. Fury might not get revived. It's actually clear they do not have any troubles. Oh, Kevin has a trouble, but then he's not going to use it because he's not sure of where these players are. But we can clearly hear them moving around close to each other here in the in Cow. Cow seems to be the hotspot you don't want to be in at any point. But then, do they have any choice? No, they do not. They only have to stay here and find a way of surviving this fight. Um, Looking at Eagles, excuse me. So Kevin has been holding the same position, all right? If someone from Royal Blood had a grenade, then we definitely have a beautiful Kobe on Kevin, because why would you hold, sorry? Hmm. So we have the players here trying to move back to back, trying to find a way of making it to the safest place through the game. Paying Africa players are also navigating the area, trying to see where they're going to hold. But then Eagles Esports, they are not getting moved at all. They're going to stay in the same place till further notice, and that is actually very much okay. We can still see Rise here getting cheered on. Everyone wants Rise to win. We hope they do, because their fans are watching consistently. For strength, the players here moving with the water. I don't know why or how they made it here, but then we have a team right above them. They're feeling it is safe for them to move through the water and not go up the hill there. It's going to expose them. But then the zone is about to close in. Ban is about to be in the blue zone. We're going to be having a lot of teams now trying to make it towards places like boot camp. Surprisingly, boot camp is actually empty. Oh, I didn't expect that, to be honest, because boot camp, there's always that one team that lands in boot camp regardless of the situation. I looked at Only Blood here. One of the players is already down. They're definitely getting pushed here. They joined as a trio. I don't. Oh, luckily for them, Unity has decided not to go for that push. But we have Dark there supporting them, getting the revive. I don't know if he's going to go for that push. Yes, he is doing a very easy pass by. Gets to go there, and GG's to the players here from Unity. They get their first kill here, and GG's to Only Blood for going back slow with this early. We hope to see more of them and even better gameplay for them in the next games. Now the zone is also closing in. We're going to the third phase of the zone. Teams are getting exposed to the blue zone right now. The damage is not that high because this is just a small map to be in. And the damage is not really that high. But then as soon as we make it to the fourth phase, you're going to be seeing now teams dropping because of the damage that comes from the zone there. But then remember, guys, this is the East Africa Clash. 8 countries in the game. We have countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Somalia, Uganda, Djibouti, Mauritius, Madagascar, and Ethiopia with us tonight. We're going to be having a very interesting day. It is just the first day, Group A in the game. And Pain Africa here being spotted by one Heavenly Punishers, one of the best teams here in Kenya. We know their gameplays. They've really improved from the word go. And we are here to see how much more they can do. Rise Esports here, a team for the many. They seem to be having a really good time here. They're not exposing themselves. They're maintaining their positions. RB, they're getting their kills. Royal Blood, that is Tanzania. Oh, GG's. One of the players again from Royal Blood has been taken back to lobby. 2 of their players remaining. And Mercenary Elite right now is trying to live up to their name, trying to survive as much as possible. And then Royal Blood, the teammate Raven here, and Boba, or Roba, I'm not sure what that name is trying to survive right now because there are only 2 players remaining in the game. C2 squad there are just waiting it out. Zone is about to close in again. Mercenary Elite are taking on the players from Unique. But then GG's too mad, man. Very mad player there. Can do a lot of wonders. And he takes out the players there from Mercenary Elite. Looking at a player here like Monsi. Is it Monsi? I hope it's Monsi. Seems to be having a good time here, lying in the bush. I told you Sandhawk is the land of snakes. So be careful, because you'll be having teams snaking it out, trying to survive, to get their points up just to make it to the top nine. Even as we can see from the scores there, we know already the teams that might just be in the top nine, depending on how they perform in this game and the last game of the night. There we can see Team Unique, their legacy, minding his own business together with Cash, playing it safe. They're not going to expose themselves anytime soon. They're basically moving with the zone. Madman here is knocked and has been revived on time before anything else transpires, before we can see any fights happening yet again. But the zone is now closing in Camp Alpha. No one is in Camp Alpha. No one is in her team. Compounds that we are used to seeing people occupying are actually empty. Boot camp is still empty there. Zone is about to push people to get closer to each other. We just want to see which place is going to hold the last fight. 12 teams in the game. Game one, we had people waiting till the fifth phase of the zone to get to up to 14 teams in the final zone. So it was actually very, very interesting to see that. And even game two in Miramar, they did the same thing. 14 teams, fourth phase of the zone. That is when the violence started. Now in Sanhok, a smaller map, 12 teams are still remaining. Zone closes in. I mean, PUBG. PUBG, please surprise us, because it's going to be a very, very interesting night for us here in the third game of the night. Remember, 4 games to go tonight, and we are here to see it all. ZANNETI is still camping it out, holding the building here. Rise eSports, unfortunately, one of the players has been knocked and casted by the C2 squad, and now we have just Ghost and Havertz watching from afar, because they have been able to get at least a knock and a task on Rise. But then they should not get comfortable, because Rami and his teammate are watching as they enjoy their space there in the building, and they need to be on alert, because one mistake and Rise Esports will be taking them back to lobby. Unfortunately, G9 there has been eliminated as well. Zone is about to close in a few minutes, and we're going to be losing a lot of teams again just because of the zone here. But let's just wait and see what happens. And next, there we can see a lot of teams camping it out. We have teammates like later players from later just moving around, paying Africa as well, doing their rotations, holding the highest points in Sunhawk. I do not like that place. It is the hardest place to play in Sunhawk, but then Pain Africa is still holding the same place. We have the One Heavenly Punishers right beneath them. They're chilling, waiting for a chance for them to make a mistake, and then they're going to go for that push regardless of the situation. Well, let's get it. We have just 11 teams remaining. Zone is about to close in. We're going to be having a lot of violence. I am ready for that violence. I'm ready to see it happen from the beginning till the end. Well, let's go. We actually have a lot of teams right now. They're trying to make it to the. Huh? Oh, okay. Let's have a quick look at the players with the top kills tonight. There we have 4 strength player Kiss with just 9 kills and the damage of 952. Coming in second, we have Unique Madman getting himself 8 kills there with the damage of 1011. Third, we have Mercenary Elite player Mali Boy, 7 kills with a damage of 781. I mean, we basically expected those 3 players to be up there. That is something we knew from the word go. These players have been going all out. We have been seeing it. No one has been talking about it, but we have been seeing it. We have 1 HP, their beautiful sprays get 2 knocks on the nightmares. Oh, damn, they're not having a good time. It is the night, and they're definitely experiencing nightmares. We have the players here from One Heavenly Punishers. Just looking at the players here from NM getting those tasks in. They're in the zone. It is Sunhawk. I told you, be wary of the snakes. Be wary of the people holding the high buildings, high rocks there, high hills, whatever they can, just to make sure they get you guys all the way back. So we'll be paying Africa there. Getting a couple of knocks on their end. The Nightmare players are trying to make it to the zone as well. And 4 strength, again, picking which fights to take. 4 strengths decided they are not going to be fighting from the beginning of the game. They basically chill it out. They hold the compound, stay there, and do not expose themselves at any point unless the fights come to them. and that is exactly what is happening here. The players from 4 strength are just waiting it out. They have a team right next to them, but then they're not flinching. They're not moving. They're holding corners for someone to make a mistake. We have there the Royal Blood players have been eliminated by the C2 squad. Quite unfortunate because I'm still vouching for the players from Royal Blood, a good team from Tanzania. But then they seem to be having a very hard time when it comes to these games. They're trying to survive as much as possible, but then it is not really going as planned. There we have Rise eSports losing players. Rami has been taken back to lobby as well as the last teammate from Rise eSports, and that is GG's for Rise. 10 teams are now remaining. The zone is closing in. The players from C2 squad might not make it on time because the zone is about to get a little bit more damaging right now. It is going to expose them to a lot of unnecessary damage because once a team spots you, you're getting damaged by the zone and easily going to be exposed to getting damaged by their fires, and you won't be able to survive that. For strength, like I said, this is the strategy. They do not expose themselves to any fights. They're just basically waiting it out. Beautiful space there from Unique. Madman gets first knock. Still trying to get a second knock here on the 1 HP player, Dula. But then Dula seems to be having a good cover with the heal, and he's not exposing himself. But we have a nade getting cooked up by Madman. We have a Kobe. The nade is getting cooked up. Let's go. Let's go. No way. The 2 nades. The first nade lands on Dula. Second one confirms the knock. And now they can confirm the thirst. GG's. Team Unique here are having a very, very good time. I don't know how Pain Africa is not able to get any damages happening on these guys, but then they're watching from afar. They're definitely enjoying this, but then they are not really taking in these knocks. They're not stealing any knocks. They're watching from afar, and we have now just 7 teams remaining. Looking at Unity Force here, holding the edges of the zone, but then the zone has shifted, and they need to move ASAP, or else they'll be losing this fight to the zone. We also have the ZANNETI just right in front of them. They're also waiting for them to make a mistake, and they'll be taking them out as soon as they get a chance. 7 teams in. The zone is now smaller. It is going where Pain Africa has been the whole time. Pain Africa did not change their location from the word go. They held the same position. Beautiful Kobe there from Pain Africa player, and we have one of the players, very strong player from Unique, getting knocked, and that is Madman. And we can see later joining in the party, Pain Africa enjoying the knocks here, and same to later, they're still getting the knocks as well. Pain Africa are losing players. I don't know what their strategy is going to be right now, but we have 3 and 4 teams actually in the same place. Unique Cash taking this chance to go for that push to third party in this fight, because Pain Africa right now, they are disadvantaged. 1 player down. A lot is happening. They need to get moving. Later, the nades are flying in. Pain Africa still trying to survive. Players from Unique have nothing else to do but just wait it out. Later, might be expose themselves to the zone. We have their Pain Africa player, goes for that push, but unfortunately, Danger did sense him coming in and takes him all the way back to lobby. GG's to you later. And now we can see just 4 teams remaining. Team Unique, Pain Africa, last teams remaining in the game. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Team Unique does get the revive there. We can see ZANNETI losing players to the zone. I don't know what they were doing outside the zone, but they're definitely losing those players. But Pain Africa still surviving. They're not losing anything anywhere. They're just doing what they gotta do, and that is survive. Nades flying in from Unique. Kaish is low. Let's go fast DBS. No, Kaish is still low. Goes into the S12K. Second knock there from Pain Africa Venom. Still feeling very confident. He is low on HP, but then he's ready to take on the players from Unique. Let's go, Venom. So Unique there, Unique Madman is still trying to move around, trying to find a place that he can easily hold without losing it to Pain Africa. But then Unique, he needs to be careful. Venom is still very confident, getting 2 players with DBS, still gets more confident to go for that push on the player from Unique, and that is Madman. We have a nade getting cooked up, and then we can, let's go. Let's get it. And just like that, GG's to you, Unique. Unfortunately, this time they're not going to get the winner chicken dinner on their end. Pain Africa getting their players that knocked their Venom, trying to survive as much as he can. He has actually carried the team here by himself. And we can see now 3 teams, 4 strength again, makes it to the top 3. I don't know who the IGL is, But then the IGL, the man with the many and very smart calls when it comes to the zone rotations. We have Pain Africa player there, Venom exposing himself, then he's down. We can see more sprays there, good cover fire from the player from Pain Africa, trying to get the last player from 1 HP XDR, but he's still feeling very confident. Forest watching from afar, trying to get something happening here. But we have a Kobe there, let's go. Nate flies in, doesn't get a Kobe, does get some damage there, and big O. GG's to 1 HP player, he is down. One more player remains from their team that the zone is closing in. We need to have Pain Africa player make it to the zone, or else it will be G's for him. Two teams now remaining. 1 HP XDR. Looking at the last player there from 4S, that is 4 strength. 1 HP, a very strong team from Kenya, and 4 strength as well, trying to survive here right now. They're really, really putting up a fight here. Nade is getting cooked up, but we get to be seen a pre-nade. Does get some damage, and GG's. That's what we call 1000 IQ, because what is that? That is actually very, very impressive coming from the 4th strength player, last player from his team. Let's go. Hmm. Okay, geez, we love to see it, and congratulations for that winner chicken dinner on 4 strength. That nade was mind blowing. That nade did make sense. Definitely was a 1000 IQ grenade, and that is it for game 3. Sunhawk, a very interesting game, to be honest. Everyone basically waited out for the last game. They waited for the last zone fight. We had 1 HP almost having the win. They had it this close, and while he was trying to go for that push, then the nade there coming from 4 strength just landed on him immediately, taking him all the way back to lobby. Just looking at the stats here for the 4 strength team, second win of the night, and they get themselves a chicken dinner. 4S Lil Bay, 1 elimination. We have Susa, 0 eliminations. Julio with 0 eliminations. But then Choose with 0 eliminations. So the team basically won with 1 person getting 1 elimination and dealing a damage of 100. Nah. No way. The team basically camped it out, or rather played it safe, and now they have gotten the winner chicken dinner just like that. GG's to you for strength. I don't know what your strategy is. I don't know who your IGL is, but then your IGL definitely deserves a raise, because that was too good to be true coming from you guys. So congratulations on that win. Congratulations to you, Lil Bay, for getting that beautiful Kobe on the last player from 1 HP. You guys do deserve that winner chicken dinner. And looking at the stats here, the results, just because they did not have enough kill points, 1 Heavenly Punishers gets position 1, because they had a total of 7 eliminations and came in second, getting a total of 13 points, and 4 strengths coming in second. They are third. We have Pain Africa the 11, tied with them. Fourth, we have Team Unique with 10 points, Unity Force with 8, Rise eSports and ZANNETI tied at 7 points, Royal Ballad getting 6 points, C2 Squad getting 4 points, Nightmare, Soul Society and Later eSports getting 3 points, Mercenary Elite, Only Blood, Eagle eSports, Gremlins 9, all of them getting 1 point, with Hyper and Kinshasa Squad getting 0 points. Looking at the MVP of the match there, we have the 1 Heavenly Punisher player Blue getting 5 kills and dealing a damage of 306, 0 assists, and a survival time of 19 minutes with 4 knockouts. And that is actually very impressive, because this team has survived till the top 2. We saw them trying to get some cover fire on their teammate when the player from Pain Africa was trying to get a task there happening, but then he was able to get the task, but then he was not able to proceed after that. So GG's to you, 1 HP XDR player Blue, for getting the man of the match with 5 kills and dealing a damage of 306. We have now the head-to-head starts, 1 HP eSports and 4 strength. 1 HP getting 7 eliminations and dealing a damage of 1063. 4 strength getting 1 elimination and dealing a damage of 107. 1 Heavenly Punishers having 7 knockouts, with 4 strength having just 0 knockouts. Both teams having 3 to 2 seconds in the blue zone for the first time. We actually seen people waiting it out, not exposing themselves to the blue zone that much, and it is definitely paying out. with the results that we are seeing tonight, and we're just beginning. So you can imagine what is going to happen in the last game of the night. And we have still in position one there, Team Unique getting 43 points. Second, we have Force Strength with 40. Third, we have Rise Esports 22. Time with Pain Africa in position 4 with 22 points. We have Heavenly Punishers 18 points. 6 Unit Force with 15. Seventh, we have Nightmare 14, Master Elite and Hyper with 13 points. Soul Society and G9, 12 points. RB and the Zenith Force with 10. C2 scored 9 points. Later Esports 7. Only Blood and Eagle Esports are tied with 1 point. And we have the players from Gremlins at 9 with 0 points. That's actually a very interesting turn of events, but then it is just getting started. Might just be the game that is game 3, but then again, one more game to go, and we'll be seeing you guys back in the next game. BRB. All right, we are back. Last game of the night, and it is looking very, very tight for these teams. I mean, I can feel the tension, and I'm just casting the game. So I can imagine what the players are feeling tonight. But then, well, let's not be fooled. I'm sure some teams are going to surprise us in the last game. It is the last game of the night for the East Africa Clash group stage for Group A. This is the last chance to qualify be amongst the top 9 teams that make it to the next stage. But before we get there, make sure you're liking the live, subscribing to my channel, and sharing the live stream link. And a big shout out to GPE as well for this beautiful production. And before we head into the next game, please make sure you tell us in the comment section which teams do you think are going to make it to the top 9 slots. Well, we are finally here. Last game of the night, being a wrangle. Let's just have a quick look at the flight path and how it's going. We can see it coming from Lipovka all the way closer to Gatka. We're going to be seeing a very interesting last game fight because this being the last time you're going to be given a chance to qualify. That means the players are definitely going to change their strategy. They're going to change how they pick their fights. They're going to change who they're going to push and why and when. Because without this last game, you might not make it to the next stage. But we're just going to let them be. But for now, we know the teams are currently leading. We have seen the teams that are winning the winner chicken dinners. We have seen the teams that are not letting this game slide. They're basically ready to take everyone out, and it is just getting started. This is just Group A. So imagine if you see Group B, Group C, and Group D. But don't worry, you'll be seeing all these games. They'll be broadcasted live here on YouTube. So make sure you have subscribed to my channel because that is the only way you'll be able to see every other match as it takes a place. But let's just have a quick look at where everyone else is landing right now. Judgepool last game, the first game of the night, seemed very, very hot. All the fights are happening there already. We have teams trying to engage. We're just getting started. And Pain Africa has one of their players already getting knocked. Unique and Pain Africa almost qualifying. They actually did do a very, very good job the previous games, but then in the last game, it seems like they're ready to take and risk it all because why not? We need our points here. We have an egg getting cooked up by Pony, but we have a Kobe. Let's go. And we are still seeing them going for that push. The Unique team is still trying to get closer to Pain Africa, but then Pain Africa is not letting this thing slide at all. We can see the Unique players coming for that push. Let's go. Beautiful pre-fires from Pony. Later than Uzi, a very, very interesting gun to be using in this competition. But then it still seems comfortable. Beautiful pre-fire. And there we go. GG's, we have a fast knock there. Unique, they're getting knocked. And that's immediately Pain Africa with a good cover, with a good teamwork. I do get a knock on the player from Unique that does get the push happening there, but then one person remains standing from Team Unique, and that is Madman. Like I said, only 9 teams qualify. Let's go. S1 feeling very confident, man, but Madman is actually very, very mad and angry right now. Does get the third knock there. Last player from Pain Africa, a very, very low, and Madman is ready to take him out. He's trying to heal up there. Madman is quite aware of that, and he's been waited on there with the Uzi and G's. Madman almost gave us a beautiful clutch here on Pain Africa, but then unfortunately he's outnumbered, and that is just that. But we have to give it to Madman. That is actually very impressive coming from him. There, we have players here in a shelter, mansion. What am I saying? Mansion, and they're actually ready to take on the fight. Nightmare getting pushed there. He's feeling very unsafe. Does decide to retreat there. We have the players trying to get closer, but Nightmare getting one of their players knocked here. We have Jabber as well getting knocked. And it is going to be very interesting what happens here because this is just but a ton of events. Yeah, let's get it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we can see the players from ZANNETI eSports right now still ready to put up a fight here against a Nightmare. They're ready to take them all out, take them back to lobby. But will that be the case for Nightmare? Like I said, the teams are feeling quite confident tonight. They're ready to go for that push. They're ready to risk it all just to make sure that they make it to the top 9. They need their position They need their position points. They need their kill points. They need it all, and that's what's happening here right now. The last player from Nightmare is getting pushed here. Oh, GG's! The hole in there did make sense, and just like that, Nightmare have been taken back to lobby as well. This is quite unfortunate. Not something we had expected to happen here, but it is what it is. There we can see Frankenstein in the building. How you doing, my guy? Welcome to the live stream. Again, for everyone who's here already, thank you so much for joining the live. Just make sure you like, share, and subscribe as we enjoy the East Africa Clash group stage games. This is just the first stage. They'll be having a qualifying stage, semi-finals, and the finals. And like I said, every single game will be streamed here on YouTube as well as some TikTok pages. We're going to be sharing all the links. Just make sure you're locked in, and if you want to experience such beautiful production, just make sure you look up GPE and they'll be your guys. All right, so let's keep it going. Looking at the zone here right now, look at four strength, guys. They have landed all the way in hospital. They will not engage. They will wait and wait till someone comes towards them. But otherwise, four strength are actually very confident with how they are doing their games. They're waiting it out. As long as they make it the top three, at least they have a good amount of points in the bag. All I need now is skill points. And that is exactly how they're thinking through these games. They're not fighting. They're getting content with their loot. They don't want to loot other people's crates. They're fine with what they have in their bags, and they're ready to wait for someone to go for that push there. And just to say what is happening in the zone right now, a lot of teams are looking to be inside the zone as of now. Lipovka, just outside Lipovka, are heading to Yasna, is looking very crowded. And we're going to be having teams getting exposed in the open field fight if they're not careful. And then looking at the 1HP XDR team, they're also quite far away from everyone else. They're keeping it safe. They're avoiding every single fight right now because we need the points to qualify. As someone asked, where is Djibouti? But Djibouti is actually here, guys, and they're putting in their best foot forward. We're going to be seeing which countries qualify from tonight's games, which teams make it to the top nine with how they play. Looking at Sevarni there, we have just one team holding it out. School as well is looking very much crowded. We can see later, we can see Eagles in the same place. And when we look at the place here in Pochinki, it's about to be crowded again. We saw the first fight happening here, Pain Africa, Unique, but then Unique, unfortunately, they lost it. They were taken back to lobby. So that is another GG's on them. But then Pochinki right now seems to be that place. ZANNETI getting cooked up. Nades are flying in a lot of pre-fires. The man is down and still getting cooked. And of course, they ensure that that knock was confirmed all the way back to lobby hypes, just having a good time right now. They're really enjoying the knocks here from ZANNETI eSports. We have the sprays they're connecting. You have the knocks are making sense right now. ZANNETI feeling very, very confident that they have been able to take out one of some of the players from MRU. But then, is that enough? The zone is just in the first phase, okay? First phase, we already have two teams down. I don't know why, I don't know how. Then it is just happening like that. People are ready to take each other out. It no longer matters. Some of them are saying we have already qualified. Some are saying we are far from qualified. So let's just go ahead and go for that push and risk it all, because that's all. That's what matters at the end of the day. The experience that we have in these games. We have Pain Africa still surviving in Pochinki. They have another team right next to them. They're going to be engaging to know later, but it depends on what this team decides. Probably they're going to wait for Pain Africa to make a mistake, and then they're going to go for that push on that team there. Looking at what is happening here right now, no one wants to move that far from the zone. Everyone is basically moving closer to the zone. Even though we have teams that are far away from everyone else, they're really cooked up far away from everyone. I don't know how they're going to be doing this, but it is probably part of their strategy right now. People are now moving towards Rozok, Ruins. A lot of teams are now closing on each other. Eagles are losing their fight, their own rush. We can see them getting knocked there. That means it's about to get really, really heavy on these teams. Just 2 minutes in, and the teams are already being taken back to lobbies. ZANNETI eSports is now moving closer into the zone now. They need to go towards the safe zone just to be safe, just to ensure that everything makes a sense for them there. We can see G9 holding it out. They don't want to expose themselves at all. They camping it out, or rather holding this building strategically and waiting for people to make a mistake. And that is what most teams are doing right now. Kinshasa team has been taken back slowly. Quite unfortunate as well. They did not join us 4 players. This is actually a team from Uganda, but it was nice having them with us here. I mean, I've never encountered a competitive Ugandan team before, apart from one that is called HG, but I was not able to contact them. So probably we'll be seeing them some other time. But we have Eagle Esports writing for them. They have Rise Esports, 2 teams that are loved, and people are here supporting them, voting for them to win. I can see Smith there saying, "Where is it? Lobbies in the Noma?" Yes, Zimewaka Moto, yo. It is not easy to be in this lobby to try and survive. C2 scored third part in that fight. We have Eagles, a player there, John getting knocked. Of course, he's going to get tested. That means that teams are now closing in. It's going to be a very, very hot place to be here right now. And we have a flank here from Kevin. Berlin as well seems to have changed his location, waiting for someone to go ahead and make a mistake. And they'll be having their push happening here for their team. But we're not going to speculate anything because, I mean, tables are turn. Everything, every time you're in a competitive scene, always remember that tables will always turn. Things will always take a turn of event. There we have Roll Blood. Nice. There's the DBS did connect, but then the nade there did make it on time, and the guy there has been knocked Marby. And we still have pre-fires there from the AKM and GG's. Royal Blood have been taken back. Lobby and 4 strength are still standard to survive and actually juggle their way to another winner chicken dinner. They're the only team here who have been able to get 2 wins in these games. They got a winner chicken dinner in game 1 as well as game 3 in Sunhawk. And now that we are in the last game in Erangel, you can see how they're holding the corners. They're not letting anyone take away their points. As of now, we still have 14 teams, in the game. People are still camping it out. Pain Africa, after taking on Unique, they still want to wait it out. Master Elite, they are finally taking on the players from 1 HP XDR, taking each other out. We have Rise waiting patiently for someone to make a mistake, and we'll be seeing them getting that push on Eagles. But now we are here watching Master Elite 1 HP XDR players are getting closer. That is 1 HP. The one heavenly Punishers taking on the players from Mercenary Elite. The knocked player there seem to have been revived. Mali Boy gets a knock there. There's Salt King, but then we have a cover fire from his teammate. Gets a knock and an immediate thrust on the player from 1 HP, but then they are not backing out. The S12K is still out to play. We have their mind still doing the skills there. We have the 1000 IQ going in the vehicle to get that push there, but then 1 HP is outnumbered. Another knock in on 1 HP XTR. I don't know how they're going to survive this, but then Mercenary Elite, one heavenly Punisher, Dula, ready to punish them because why are you knocking my teammates? Hooking up nades, getting the Thursday on Mali Boy, hooks up another nade, punishing the players from Mercenary Elite. You need to respect us because what are you doing? But then the last player from Mercenary Elite here trying to go for that revive here. And we have Dula as well getting the revive on his knocked teammate Blue, and Master Elite still getting the revive. But then Dula is not done with the punishing. He's ready to punish these guys because who and what are you doing to my team there? Dula does spot them, does get the sprays there, doesn't really get a knock, and we have Man going for that push, and Dula gets that knock. Dula is on fire. Man is ready to do what he does best, and that is do it for his team. Blue cooking up another nade. Let's go. We have nah. But then we can see Blue trying to go for that push. One player from Mercenary Elite is far away, retreating, doesn't want to engage anymore. The points do matter, and us engaging in this fight will not work out because the players from One Heavenly Punishers are not letting us breathe. JJ still 1 HP, and a good thinking here from Mercenary Elite player that is got Goat Bad Boy for retreating and avoiding that fight because 1 HP were off to take them on. They were ready to take them back to lobby because what do you think you are doing to our team? That is what we call punishing people for touching the people you love. And now we have 4 strength here going to the place where they find safe. Again, the team that does not like engaging in any fights, they like to play it safe. They like to take their sweet time before they engage in any fights, and that is exactly what they're doing right now. It is definitely paying off. They're having a sweet time. No one is pushing them, and if they are pushed, they take you out, just like they did to the Royal Blood team there. They took them out easily, one by one. But then do not underestimate any team in this game, because every single team is actually worthy of being here tonight. We have ZANNETI eSports just moving around here with their vehicle, trying to find places that they can camp it out, or rather hold a building strategically, just to be on the safe side. And it depends on how they want to play it. But we have full strength, taking their sweet time, not exposing themselves. Beautiful sprays there. They can see a team passing by, and the knock does definitely connect. The spray, the four scope is very stable here. Fury is angry. You can see the sprays he's putting on it. The sprays, the damage he's having on the team here that is passing by them. But GG's definitely C2 squad is not having an easy time, because Rise eSports, watching from afar, takes out the two knocked players from C2 squad, and now Maestro and his teammate Hearts are passing by. Of course, they're not going to stop, because we've already lost our players. Then why should we stop? Third phase of the zone. In the next 30 seconds, we'll be going to the fourth phase of the zone. The damage is going to be very, very high from the zone. They're going to be having players going towards each other. Right now, we have Later going towards a native player. He's not exposing himself. The man is patient, but then the nades are getting cooked up. Kaido does get knocked. That does not mean you're not seen. We know Kaido, but then this time round, Kaido does not have it. And GG's to you, Kaido. GG's to that team now. Two players remaining, Monsi and his teammate. Later eSports now enjoying their kill there. Unfortunately, Eagle eSports has been eliminated. Remember, for the teams that are playing in this last game of Erangel, this is your last chance to qualify to be in the top 9 teams that make it to the qualifying stage. Remember, $2,000 is on the line. We're going to be having teams that make it to the top 16, getting at least something from the prize pool. So make sure your goal is to make it to the finals this time round, not even to make it the top 1, but to make it to the finals, to go home with something for your team, for all the hard work you have put in for the East Africa Clash. Shout out to every single team that has participated in the East Africa Clash, the 8 teams that have showed up. Some of them did not have all the teams available, but they still showed up, and we thank you guys. We give you all the crowns and the wins for just participating in this game. This lobby is not easy, man. I'm stressed for the players, so I can imagine the person now playing in that game, the stress they're feeling just playing the game. I mean, it takes a very, very, very confident person to play these games. So as long as you stepped on these games, you are a pro. No one should tell you otherwise. Pain Africa holding it out here in the shooting range, where we have the plane wreck waiting for a chance, or just to see a team just going for that push there without knowing of their location. Then they're going to be eliminated easily. But now C2 squad is right next to them here. I don't think Pain Africa is aware of that. But let's just have a quick look at the top 5 players that we have. Unique Madman. The Madman with the 12 kills there does a really, really good job. So GG's to you, Madman, for that. Well, getting the top player in this East Africa Clash group stage, Group A games. GG's on that. We have Unity Force now passing by there. We can hear the gunfire, but nothing is happening so far. We have a car chase there. Unity are just going towards them. Then just have a quick look. We have position 2 there in the top 5 players. We have 4S, Q's, Unique Legacy coming third. SS Frosty coming in 4th, and we have 1 HP Blue coming in 5th there. They have tied in terms of kills from position 3 to position 5 with 7 kills, and then we have Hughes with just 9 eliminations. So GG's to you, top 5 players for those wins there. You deserve it. And now we can see the players here. 9, that is Gremlins. One of their players is down already. They're trying to get the revive. The zone is closing in. Not everyone is in the zone. Actually, Later is the only team that is in the zone right now. So we're going to be seeing teams are trying to make it to the zone here. 1 HP are waiting patiently for Later. They're getting pushed there. Beautiful reflex. That's the stop. The grenade is getting pushed there. With Dula gets pushed there with the baggy. But then reflex. Who is this man Dula, and where has he been all this time? Because he's doing a really, really good job there. We have 1 HP Blue watching from afar, trying to get some damage on the teams that are passing by, but then doesn't get any knock. We have G9 after getting the revive, the first instinct is to retreat and avoid this fight as much as possible. Pain Africa does take out the players from C2 squad that did come to chill where they were, and they did not want anyone to stay because that is their home right now. Teams are now getting dropped one by one. We have just 10 teams remaining. G9 also eliminated the other players from G9 have been taken back to lobby. MRU, this close where we have Unity, as well as the players from Pain Africa. So you basically have three teams at the same place right now. We're going to be seeing a lot of violence right now. Third party fights. Rise eSports still rising to the occasion, not disappointing their fans. They're doing their best to show what they can do because this is what we love to see. That is the violence we are here for in the East Africa clash. 1 HP player are trying to take on the Pain Africa players, spawning with the beautiful Kobe. Venom, they're getting tested by Blue, but then the nades are still going to fly in. Blue needs to come up with a strategy of surviving this without exposing himself to the grenades from Pain Africa. The zone is closing in. Players that need to move right now. Later is safe in the zone. We have the players from Unity getting a knock there. MRU passing by the vehicles. A lot of action is happening there, but then we have Blue third party in this fight. MRU players, one of them is down, the other is in lobby. Maniac and Gigi is now trying to see how they're going to survive this. Unity right next to them. Let's go. Okay, best call right now. Zone is about to close in. They're getting damage there. Gigi's trying to make it to the zone, but then he was stopped there by Unity, increasing the stress right now for the players and stopping them from making it to the zone. One Heavenly Punisher Blue just watching here, doesn't want to change his position yet. 6 teams remaining, four strength, losing players to the zone. Pain Africa as well, Unity as well. The zone is having a good time. Soul Societies as well, losing players to the zone. 6 teams remaining, but then most of them might just be eliminated by the zone. Rise eSports being eliminated, quite unfortunate for them. But then GG's on that there. We can see what is happening right now. The players from later esports are just waiting patiently. They have basically split out through the game. One Heavenly Punisher Blue getting the damage there on Panic. Ramo getting to spot on the players from 4 strength. Seems that they did survive that. The zone did not let it, one of the players make it to the zone. But then that does not stop them from doing what they gotta do to survive in this game. Unity stress, they're being spotted and taken back to lobby. 4 teams now remaining. Soul Society, 1 Heavenly Punisher, late esports, as well as the 4 strength team are the ones remaining right now. The only team that is actually having a good time right now is late esports because they are safe. They have a shot they can use as cover, but then everyone else has to smoke out their places. They need to find a way of not exposing themselves third party fights. 1 Heavenly Punishers, luckily for them, they have enough smokes, they have a vehicle for cover, and that is definitely paying off. For 3 teams remaining. 4 strength again, making it to the top 3. We can see the space there from Panic. Beautiful does get some knocks there. 1 HP player Blue almost getting knocked, but then he survives it. He's still moving, but then he's spotted by Panic, and he cannot make it to the next zone because no, L8 have decided there's no way you're making it to the zone. 1 HP player Dula now remains from his team. 4 strength are just watching from afar. Later esports as well. A nice nade getting hooked up on Dula. Does it connect? No, it doesn't. But the nade almost made it to where Dula is. That is actually very beautiful. Grenades there. 4 strength taking on the players from later. Remember, last game there we had the players from 1 HP XDR taking on the player from 4 strength, and we had the nade there from 4 strength taking the last player from 1 HP all the way back to lobby. Seems like these 2 teams are ready to take each other out. They're ready to represent their countries in the East Africa Clash games. We have later esports just maintaining where they are right now. They're enjoying this. They feel safe, but then the zone now. The zone might be something that stops all these players from enjoying their winner chicken dinner. Beautiful space there from Panic trying to get some damage on the 4 strength players. Ned is getting cooked up, but we have a Kobe there, one of the players from 4S, really close. The nade is flying in. Let's go fast. Kobe there does connect there. We can see Dula as well trying to cook up some nades where people are. Oh, let's go. Second nade does connect. Panic playing his role here with the Kobe's, and that does give Dula a chance to make it to the next safe place here in the game. goes closer to where we have the players from later. They're getting the revive happening. He does not have any grenades that are going to help him with this push here. But then he's ready to go for that push. 2 versus 1, and GG's later esports. Finally, a new team takes on the winner chicken dinner for these games, and we did not even expect them to do this. So let's get it. GG's to you as from later esports for getting the winner chicken dinner. You all deserved it. These guys basically chose the safest place to hold throughout the game. They held that shack from the moment the zone became small. They did not leave it. They third partied all the fights. But then the grenades there from panic. Those grenades are too good to be true, man. The nades did connect. They did get the Kobe's. And just like that, even as Dula was trying to go for that push, even for 4 strength, they tried to take them. They were numbered. The players knocked. Panic took the composure to heart and survived through it all. And just like that, they got the winner chicken dinner. So GG's to you later, esports, for that win. I mean, if you haven't enjoyed this game, I don't know what is going to happen, but nah. The teams in Group A, this was heavy. We understand. But then for every team that has won this game, GG's to you guys. But then again, later esports, we did not expect you guys to do this. From the 4th zone, you guys were safe in the safe zone. So now it has finally paid off, and you've gotten your winner chicken dinner. You have Panic there, man of the match with the Kobe. Kobe is getting 3 eliminations at a damage of 438 with 2 knockouts. 1 elimination on Tix with 1 knockout and 155 damage. Ramo there getting 1 elimination, 1 knockout, and 176 damage, as well as Danger getting 0 eliminations, 0 knockouts, and 23 damage. So GG's to you later, esports. You have seen Panic there dominating with the Kobe's, getting the grenades connecting, getting the winner chicken dinner for his team. The composure there is unmatched. They had people trying to get them because they were the safest place in the zone, but then they still survived. So GG's to you guys. You have later esports getting 15 total wins points. Sorry, tying with 4 strength as well with 15. One Heavenly Punishers, they're 13 points in. Hyper with 11. Soul Society and Pain Africa 7. Unity Force 6. Rise Esports and ZANNETI with 5 points. Mercenary Elite Team Unique with 2 points. Royal Blood C2 Squad G9 1 point, and then Nightmare Only Blood, Eagle Esports, and Kinshasa squad getting just 0 points from that game. Man of the match tonight is a 4-strength player, Lil Bay, getting himself 4 kills, deal a damage of 810. That is actually very much expected because 4-strength had a lot of fight happening around them. So we did expect the damage to be that high. We have 2 assists on his end with 4 knocks as well. Looking at the head-to-head stats here, later esports with 5 eliminations, 4 strength, getting 10 eliminations. Wow, that's actually very high. Dealing a damage of 1,688, and later esports dealing a damage of 792. Total knockouts on later esports is 4, and 4 strength getting 8 knockouts in total. Later esports did not enjoy the blue juice at any point. They kept it safe from the word go, and that has definitely paid out. They have gotten the winner chicken dinner from that game. I mean, let's just have a quick look at how the games were. We saw this happening live there. One Heavenly Punisher was definitely trying to get the comeback there for his teammate. 4 strength there had their kills getting stolen there by Rise Esports. We saw that happen as well. And that explains their damage. Kaido did expose himself here by camping it out. The nade this made it easy for the nade to connect, getting that Kobe on our man there. That is actually very, very satisfying grenade to see. So GG's on at that from the later esports. You can see when they started dominating from the word go there. We have now just seen one Heavenly Punisher with this fight. Their beautiful reflex from Dula does get at least 2 knocks happening here. We can see how he changed immediately from the grenade. Was almost getting knocked here with the baggy, but then that did not stop him from getting a second knock, and they still went on. I don't know about you, but then one Heavenly Punishers, they have been dominating from the word go. So let's get to it there. They're still doing their thing, and we're yet to see more that is to come for us, little baby. Ooh, the nade there. We saw that. I mean, later esports panic made everyone panic because what was that? And even when Dula was trying to take him out, later eSports was there to take in the win. We have played 4 games tonight with 4 strength winning the first game in Erangel, Miramar having Team Unique getting the chicken dinner, Sandhawk getting another win in the fourth strength getting another win in Sandhawk, and later eSports getting the last win of the night, that is in Erangel, in the fourth match. But it has been very interesting actually. Gigi's to four strength there for bagging 2 chicken dinners so far. I'm sure that does give them a straight qualifying push to the next stage, that is qualifiers. And for the teams that are playing tomorrow, I don't know about you guys, but you have seen how intense it is. So you can imagine how tomorrow and every other day is going to be. And let's now have a quick look at the top 9 teams that have made it to the next stage. And that is it. GG's to you for strength for getting position 1. 55 points in the bag. Team Unique coming second with 45 points, even though they went back to lobby quite early. We have third, we have One Heavenly Punishers with 31 points. Pain Africa coming fourth with 29 points. Rise Esports fifth, 27 points. Hyper sixth, 24 points. 7. Later Esports, 22 points. Unity Force, 21 points in position 8. And 9, Soul Society, 19 points. Basically, those top 9 teams have made it to the next stage for the qualifiers, and you have in position 10 and 11 ZANNETI eSports with Master Elite. 10 with 15 points. 12, we have Nightmare, 14 points. 13, Gremlins with 13. 14, we have RB with 11 points. C2 Squad, 10 points. 16, we have Only Blood with 1 point. Eagle Esports, 1 point. And 18, Gremlins, 9 with 0 points. I mean, honestly, some of these points were expected. A team like Force Strength, they fought it out. They got their winner chicken dinners. They got 2 wins, Erangel and Sunhawk. So you can imagine how that did affect their position as winners of the game. Well, that has been it for tonight, guys. Congratulations again to the top 9 teams that have made it to the to the next stage, that is the qualifying stage. Every other team that is playing tomorrow, I hope to see you guys again joining the live stream. New subscribers, thank you for joining us. Likers, thank you for liking. And yes, again, thank you to GPE for the beautiful production. It has been an honor, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.